Well, good morning. As you can see, it's a lovely sort of autumn day. The fog has laid itself upon us, but you know, it's nice to be down here. We haven't been here for a long time, and although we're probably going to be back here a few more times before the end of the season, I've got a funny feeling this may be Lulu's last time this season. Possibly her last time for a little while. I don't know yet. We've got rain incoming next week, I think. So you can see the lake is being emptied slowly but surely. If there's one thing the guys at Glenridding have taught me, is how little water you actually need with the lugger, even less than we first thought. It's cold though. The fog obviously doesn't lend itself to being warm. I'm almost shivering. Let's go and put our feet in the water at the risk of killing myself. And unfortunately I don't have any warm weather gear because the weather's supposed to be quite nice today. But at the moment it's cold, drab, foggy, and I don't really want to be out there. It's not that cold. You can tell you're in autumn. I mean, the water should be kind of at its warmest now, end of September. Really, the water should be at its warmest in November, I'm told. Whether that applies to lakes, it definitely applies to the sea here. But that assumes we've had a nice summer to warm it all up, which we haven't. So it's cold, but not that cold. I think what is cold now is having my damp feet out in this damp air. So what we're going to do, we'll get the boat rigged up because we're going in anyway. We've got to go and get our mooring today. I wanted to test that bungee anchor as well, and today will be perfect conditions for that. But I think what I'd like to do is let this fog lift. So let's get the boat ready and in, and then we'll just kind of wait for the fog to lift, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of a sailing today. We're all done. I had to faff about a little bit because last time when I came home from Ullswater, I had to cut the gaff, this line that holds the gaff on, so I've had to jury rig that because I've left my bucket of ropes and whatnot, my other left hand bucket, which I carry all my ropes and bungees, left it at home. Got all the tools we need on board, so I think we need to just crack on. Let's get the boat in and crack on. I might take this mizzen mast out because steering is infinitely better without the mizzen mast in. There we go. Just gets caught each side of the mast. My other motor, my Mariner petrol 4-stroke, that you can pull the handle all the way back and then use the little handle on the front to steer. It's really handy. And the handle, I think, actually gets round anyway. No, it doesn't, no. But it's much more easy to steer with the mizzen mast in. So we've lost mizzen cam for the time being. I'll have to rely on hand cam. Whoa, look at that. Murky. Oh, and then you have to be so careful because look, I don't know if you can make that out, but there are the first of the boats on the mooring. I just wanted to come out though, because it could, it's quite shallow here. I'm coming as close as I dare, but as you can see on the side there, character boats, 14'6" post boat on the back there. Now here's another one. That looks like a post boat. Is that a post boat? Certainly of that ilk, isn't it? That design. Nice cover on that one. That is our mooring, because I know we are a line in between the post boat and Slow Gin, the old wooden Drascombe lugger. So that's where we're headed. 10 watts. We're creeping up on the mooring now, as you can see. Plan is to grab the mooring, any way we can, try and get the chain on board, get a line around the chain, and then we'll do our thing getting the strop off. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Obviously it's quite easy, isn't it, when there's no wind. This chain here is linked, probably is one chain down to the bottom, and the chain is kind of kept afloat with this mooring buoy, I would think you call it. Now sometimes you get like a little metal cable on the top. That's what we did at Ullswater, and you can either tie off or clip to the top, and that's kind of how you can moor up. Definitely temporarily, that's fine. But I use a strop which is sort of attached, it's kind of on the end of here, isn't it? And then the pickup buoy, which is yellow thing here, is how you kind of pick it up, because this is nylon and it will sink. So you kind of pick the whole thing up with the buoy and then you grab hold of this. You can see it's in, yeah, it's just been left here, hasn't it? So it's had time to let the algae grow. So I'm going to get maybe a line through the chain here and just tie her off. So then we can work on these two bits here and get everything unattached. I think that string there's lasted quite well, hasn't it? Considering, it rubs and whatnot. I lost my last one of these because obviously it just, wore through. So should have some wire clippers actually in here. I don't know where they've gone. The little wire clippers, obviously needed them. I do have wire clippers on my pliers, so we'll have to sort of make do. There we go. I just unwound it. This Monel wire's held really well, hasn't it? I mean, this strop hasn't been taken off here for, gosh, years. 2 years, maybe more. 3 seasons now, isn't it, really? 2.5 maybe. Now, the big one will be whether this hasn't seized. Oh, gonna need both hands for that. That just needed just a little bit of sailing with Dave brute force. But look at that, that's come out. This is a zinc one, load bearing, certified shackle, and it's looking in good nick, isn't it, really? I think what we might do is just give that, oh no, in fact I'm going to take it off there. I'll just give it a wash in here, try not to drop it in there. There you go, look at that. Still kind of silvery, isn't it, actually? There you go. It's probably seen better days, that line, hasn't it? But I just can't throw anything away that may be useful. The whole boat, this stinks. This algae on the lake this year has been really bad. And really weirdly, Ullswater was crystal clear. Whereas here, it's never been very clear. Maybe a couple of feet at most you'll have. But you can actually see, look, you may just be able to make out the algae that's just, it's been like that for a long, long time this season. And it smells, you've got to watch your pets in it, even children, So I'm trying to be really good and not touch it so much. Oh yeah, the joys of sailing and in the British waterways, hey. Oh yeah, look, you can see, look at the spirals of green. You may not make it out on the camera, but gosh, it's like sailing in soup. Anyway, I've given that a quick clean because it was so yucky. I thought I'm gonna get it on everything if I don't clean it. So that's nice and clean. I feel sad because obviously this is going to be the last time we moor up here this season, but I wonder if it'll be the last time we moor up here. We got to move on, I think. You know, Lake Bala isn't that ocean she once was that I remember when I had the mirror. There was endless places to go and explore, and life was simple. It was so lovely. And now, having been on the ocean, or the sea at least, and Lake Ullswater, Lake Bala doesn't seem so big anymore, does she? But that's all part of growing up, gaining experience, and but I'm feeling quite sad. And I believe in sometimes life, something tries to push you in a certain direction. I am feeling that. I'm feeling that we need to do something different next year. You know, maybe we'll be back here. Maybe we'll get a spot, you know, a different boat, and we'll get a shore-based boat again. But I think I am veering 70-30 to probably not being here next season. But the good news is that means we're going to be going places next season. You know, this boat needs to be sailed around Anglesey, and I've got loads of other things I'd like to do. So yeah, you know, watch this space. Look at the visibility all of a sudden. Look. So the sun is out in full force, and we've got some blue sky, and it's burning off, isn't it, nicely now. So we've got a couple of things I'd like to do now. First off, I'd like to go back, have a cup of coffee, and go visit the cafe over the water. Maybe the last time we get to do that, because they do close early. They always catch me out. They always close earlier than I think, so they may not even be open. And then what we'll do, this is perfect conditions, isn't it, to test out this bungee anchor. So we're going to work out how to do that. That's beautiful. Wish I got that on the drone. Although, if you go check out my videos, there's a beautiful video of all the fog last year. So, you know, by the time I got the drone up now, if I don't have it with me, I've left it in the van actually today. But I think this will be cleared by then. Look at that. Look at that. Bye-bye, old girl. Oh boy, a boy's got to be a boy, hasn't it? Thank you for keeping my boat safe all these years. Maybe we'll be back, maybe we won't. But I'll always remember you, number 4. There's a slipway. The engine's just got caught on the line that holds this. So you can see under there. Oh, gonna have to get that done. Never done that before. Yeah, there's a huge big loop of line. You can just see it on the surface now. That must have just caught. Oh well. First time for everything. .9 mph, miles per hour. And we're doing 80 watts. That's like 0.8. Yeah, 8% power. I'm just enjoying. There's no point going quick, is there? Just enjoying this. It's lovely. And the sun is now, as you can see, the sun is coming out to play. Thank God I got my my suntan lotion in here, because I got a feeling I'm going to need it. Difficulty here is that it might just be too shallow. So we'll try and get onto the end of the pier, but there is an orange boat on there. But the good news is those orange boats are made out of that polyurethane plastic, so we can't really damage the orange boat. So if we go a little bump, we should be okay. But it might be a case of we might need to point and squeeze. I stupidly didn't bring my paddles with me. I left them in the van. Otherwise we could have paddled in, couldn't we, in a day like today. We're normally struggling for depth here at the best of times, and the trouble is it creeps up on you very quickly. So I'm going to put the camera away because I need all the concentration I can get now. Look at this. That is so shallow. We are barely floating, but we did it. And I've just moored up here on the nose here, and we'll probably end up coming round and just gently tapping that boat, but I think we'll be fine. Should be okay. Let's go and get a cup of coffee. Look how far out the tide is here, or the water should I say is here. Gosh. Yes. Lady served me in there, and she's made a nice flat white as well, really nice one. Let's go and enjoy this on the dock. There's the last of the fog, really, yeah, just being sort of burnt off now. This is how the whole season has been, like literally the weather has changed so quickly. It may be due to the fact we've had quite a lot of northerly wind. The prevailing southwesterlies have just not really got going this season. I mean, they kind of did a bit, but not for the majority of it. And the last month has been northerly, so you know that'll bring much more changeable weather. I don't even know what it is today, to be truthful. We'll have to check. Here are the boys, the seagulls. So this is where they've decided to hang out this season. Oh, look at the state of that. I just checked the forecast. Oh, I didn't check the direction of the wind. And it's supposed to be 7 mile an hour and 15 mile an hour gusts. North, it's east-northeasterlies. So, yeah. Interestingly, you do see, look, the odd little gust. There's some patches developing. So as the sun heats everywhere up, you will get a little bit of wind coming off, catatonic wind, I think it's called, coming off the hills, if nothing else. And as you can see, we've got a little bit of wind, but that's largely, no, we're not with the wind at all, are we? So, yeah. Yeah, as soon as you stop, look, there's no wind, there's nothing. There's a sail gone up there. It looks like a dart sail, that does. I think the hull is yellow, which gives it away. They can do 25 knots, those things. So in this sort of weather, they probably do about 10 knots. I've got the anchor buddy, as you can see, connected to my little kedge anchor. So I've got rid of the road. It's like a bit of 10 metres of rope, really. I only really use this anchor on the lake, where on the sea it would be no good. It's barely good enough on the lake, to be honest with you, when the winds are up. And then this, for today, we just need to find a spot to sort of clip it to. So will it actually clip to one of my cleats, do you think, like that? Oh, it will. I mean, that would do. Keep it out of the way of the engine as well. So that's ready to go. So what we need to do now is get in position. Now, the boat will drift out. You can see I've just been here also letting her just sit still just to see where she's going to drift. So it would, yeah, we know she's going to drift offshore. So yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Well, let's do it my way. Set the anchor on the shore first. And then, actually, let's not do it my way. Let's do it the way they tell you to do it. Let's set the anchor on the back and then motor in and see what happens. That's hit the floor. And it's in. Obviously, I wouldn't, I'd probably shackle that. I'll put some line or something I can tie off here. Or shackle it around here, maybe, I don't know, but then it's in the way of the engine, isn't it? We'll work on that, But now, what we'll do, we'll slowly but surely make our way into shore over here. I don't know if that's a bit far out. But there we go, look. So it's definitely set. It's whether we've got enough power though. Have we got enough power to stretch it? That's interesting. That was my fear. See, look, we're being pulled inwards at the moment. So let's try and... Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay, we just need a bit more power, don't we? Right. Okay, I needed too much power to bring the boat in on the engine. I'm going solo. By the time the trouble is here, if the water is deeper, like in the sea, here it just goes very shallow very quickly. In the sea, I could just leave the engine kind of on and in and not have to worry about it. But here, I had to sort of get the engine up in anti-collision mode. As soon as I sort of came off the power, the boat just got pulled back. I mean, watch this. As you let go, just watch. It's got a good old tug on it. Can you see? So, motoring into the beach, you won't be able to do it here. It's too shallow. So what I did, I just threw the anchor in 3 or 4 times. I'm not so sure if that anchor's gonna hold. It's very, very hard here. There's nothing under this stone. So a Danforth anchor's not ideal for here, to be frank. But as you can see, she is holding. What I would like to do is get the anchor sort of in the grass up there where I can dig her in. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll give this a test. Obviously anchoring in the lake where it's very stony is always going to be a challenge, but that's what, maybe we need to do that. There we go. That'll do. That's better. So this way's pretty good, this boat just wants to go pull out. But the other thing is, if we want to now let the boat go. Now, there's 2 reasons why we want to do that. One, we want to leave the boat and we don't want it to dry out and we've gone into town or for a meal. 2, we're sleeping aboard and we don't want to dry out. So the first scenario I'm going to do is being aboard, because I'd rather be aboard if it all goes wrong. And then the second scenario, we'll bite the bullet and we'll let her go and see if we can pull her in. Otherwise, we're going for a swim. Okay, so we're aboard the boat. There's the anchor, and we're just gonna let it go out. There we go. Look at that. We're being pulled towards that one. You can see that. Let's try and have a look down there. I can see the shackle. So, you know, we're now, you know, probably that's as far as you probably want to go, because the rear, you know, the kedge anchor isn't gonna grapple now. So what I would say is perhaps, there you go, just need that anchor to just set a little bit better there. So let's tie that off there. Come here, you. There we go. And let's see what happens. Now, if you look at how far back the anchor is, we could probably reset this anchor and have it further out, couldn't we? But it's definitely holding her in the right spot. There's something I'm just not sure about, you know, that having two proper anchors fore and aft, I feel safe with. This is definitely something I'm thinking, is that actually gonna hold us? But yeah, maybe it will. So I've been sat here now 5 minutes. It's working. It's keeping the boat away from the shore, and it is working. So what I'm going, that's a healthy breeze. And there we go. There's the anchor now, still under tension. My only worry is if we were to get sort of, you know, really decent gust out of nowhere, would we be pushed ashore? I don't think we'd be pulled off the shore, but would this be strong enough? I guess it would get to a point you just got to set it at the right spot. There we go. So I'll try not to get in the way of the shot. And let's just say we want to just get in now. I'm going to do it nice and easy. You can see the waves that have just suddenly built. You can hear them hitting the back of the boat. Of course, on this boat, you may want to put the stern in first. I'm giving this a really good test. This is probably over where I would like to put, you can see the force I'm getting. I'm just worried about the anchor up here coming loose. But let's just put it here. Whoa. You don't want to get your fingers caught under that. Let's just get that there. Let's just see what happens for a minute here. I mean, I can get out there. It might be knee deep and hit my shorts, but I can get out if I want to. There's a fair bit of tension on the back anchor. There's certainly tension on that front one, more than I would like there, to be frank. Let's check this. Yeah, that's under a lot of tension, that is. There's not an awful lot more I would like that to be pulled by. But, you know, I worry that if that came loose, you know, where's this anchor? Would there be an anchor flying overhead? Don't know. Okay, I'm going to let this anchor out now, and we're going to get a little bit of water, and then I'm going to have my lunch. So I've let that anchor out a little bit, just trying to get it to sit on the floor like there, you see. And it's definitely found a little bit of a better equilibrium there. You feel like the boat's certainly not, it's not moving back and forth very much if you look there. and it's not, you know, rigid tight everywhere, which I didn't really like. There you go. So, was it worth buying it? Yeah, time will tell. Yeah, I think I'd definitely trust it to leave the boat for an hour or two, you know, and you don't want to dry out. Would I use it instead of just a normal anchor rode out there? I don't know, actually. It is more set and forget, and then you just have to worry about the front one. So I get it, I do get it. I see how it works for motorboats more than this sort of boat. But yeah, I think it's, yeah, be interesting to try it out, won't it, on the sea? See what other people think. Any comments on this? I'd be really eager to know. You know, anybody that feels it's not safe using this, or it is perfectly safe, you know, I'd really like to know, you know, if I've missed a trick here. But it definitely is working here. And if these are what are forecast, these are sort of 15 mile an hour gusts now. So, you know, which is a fair wind. It's a force 3-4 wind, that, isn't it? So, and she's working quite well on a rocky bottom. Yeah. Bungee Anchor, I think we'll give a thumbs up for now. But she needs further testing.